Hello and welcome to Michad Shooting Bench. I've got a treat for you today. This is a review of an FEG P9R 9mm Parabellum handgun. Now, I'll hold my hand over the back end. Now, if you were looking at the front end and not this spurred part here, you'd think you were looking at a Browning high power. Well, this in fact is not a high power. This is a double action clone, sort of. FEG is a Hungarian arms manufacturer. If you can see right there, FEG Hungary. They manufacture clones of certain handguns, and this is one of them. Although this clone is somewhat different than your typical high power clone, as in it is a double action. So if you look right here, you have the Smith Wesson style safety, and you can see that with the safety on, the gun is pushed back to half cock. So let's make sure it's empty. Nothing. There's no mag in the gun. So this does not have the trigger disconnect like your normal Browning high power, but with the safety, it pushes that hammer out, and when you push it up, the hammer goes forward, and then it pops it back out again. So this looks just like a high power. It's got the slide cuts in the front, but other than that, if you didn't look at that front part, it would actually look more like a Smith & Wesson double action, the older double action series they make. So let's take a look at the sights. It's got some pretty good sights on it, just your basic black front, black rear, notch. Like I said, it's a double action, like unlike the original high power, so you can either take the safety off and pull the trigger to get your shot off, or you could carry it. You can't actually carry it cocked and locked, but you could carry it that way. I wouldn't advise that, obviously, because you're not going to have a safety that will work, because this works as a decocker, and it does not allow you to carry it cocked and locked. So I'm not going to carry it that way. Typically carry it with a round in the chamber and with your safety down like that. And there's actually, if you can see, there's a hammer block right in the back here that rotates up and blocks the firing pin, so you won't actually be able to hit that. So takes a double stack 13 round magazine, just like your usual Browning high power. Takes down pretty much the same way. You basically lock the slide back here. Let's see here. Lock the slide back, and you can punch out the pin. And then slide the slide slowly off the frame. So then you get to the internals of it. You've got your recoil spring. It's just your standard recoil spring, little guide there, and then your barrel. And you see you got the lugs on the top, and then just take a look down the barrel there, and you got your lug also corresponds to the lug on the end of the guide rod. But basically your standard Browning tilt barrel design. We kind of see the inside of the slide there, and here you can see the hammer block better. See when I rotate that out of the way, it just basically rotates out of the way so the firing pin won't get struck. So there's your slide, and then you've just got your internals there. The hammer comes up, and you got your ejector, and this gun's a little bit dirty. I gotta clean it, but so yeah. And then basically your put together process is in reverse order. Just put that in there. Put your recoil spring back in where it belongs. Put the slide on the frame. And then you just gotta drive the pin back in here. So it corresponds. And there you go, the gun is back together. And just a little side note, this was one of the first auto pistols I purchased. This is actually a friend's gun. I don't own this gun anymore because I really like the Browning high power, and I couldn't find an actual single action version of it around here. So this was sort of my way to satisfy my urge for Browning high power. The only unfortunate part was there really aren't any replacement parts that go for the Browning high power that will fit this gun, because it's more based upon the Smith Wesson design than anything. Externally it looks like a high power, at least on this side. On the other side not so much, because you've got that safety on the slide, but on this side it does look quite a bit like a high power, albeit for the little spur on the front of the trigger. But this won't, the grips from a high power typically won't match this, nor will the magazines. I found the magazines from a high power did not fit. So I believe someone said that you can get the magazines from the Smith & Wesson auto pistol series, and those will work, but definitely try those out before you buy a bunch of them so you're not wasting your money. But all in all, this is a really great pistol. If you find one on the used market, they're typically going to run you about $300 or so, but they're really great, great 9mm handgun, sort of surplus, not surplus so to speak, but they do come from Hungary, so they have that connotation. But they're a very reliable gun. I've never had them hiccup on me, and they're really easy to shoot. They point really naturally, and I was really impressed when I bought the one that I bought. I just got rid of it because I wasn't using it. So definitely, if you're in the market for a 9mm handgun and you don't want to spend a great deal of money, check these out. They're a great piece and you'll really enjoy it. Thanks for watching.